Am I in a hole for ending my relationship after my girlfriend said no to marriage? I am 41, male, have been dating my ex-girlfriend, 39, female, for nearly 6 years. Our relationship was a good one. 4 years ago, I informed her family and friends I was going to propose to her while we were on a family vacation and received their blessing and well wishes. The night I proposed, I tried to make the night as memorable and perfect as possible. I asked her after a nice dinner surrounded by the family, and she said, "No, not yet anyways." I was quite hurt, honestly, and went back to our room to think things out and not overreact. A few hours later, she came to the room and asked me what was wrong and why I left the group. We had a fairly long conversation as to my feelings and her reason to deny my proposal. Turns out she didn't think I was ready for the commitment just yet. So I took her thoughts to heart and informed her I understand her reasoning. However, I was raised in a way where you take a no for a no, not a maybe next time. She asked me to just wait a bit longer until we were in a stable place, and I agreed. 8 to 10 months later, she started dropping hints that she was ready to be married. "I can't wait for our wedding. Our wedding is going to be spectacular. I am so looking forward to my dad walking me down the aisle," etc. A little over a year since my first proposal, I decided to propose again, this time just us together after a wonderful date night. When I opened the ring box, she got really quiet and once again said, "No, not yet, maybe a little more down the line." After this second refusal, I fell out of love with her. It sounds cold, but it was the truth. When we got back home, I slept in our guest bedroom and spent the rest of the night thinking of our relationship. The next morning, she asked why I didn't sleep with her in our bedroom, and I told her the truth. I informed her that I think we need to end the relationship. I informed her that I take marriage very seriously, and I do not want to be lead on at this time. This no was the final no on the subject. I gave her a month to find a new place to live, and since then I have been receiving texts and emails from her friends and family informing me I am a heartless, bad person and trying to get me to give her more time and not be a callous a-hole. My friends have my back on this and understand why I ended the relationship. Edit. I have the time mixed up in reverse. I proposed after 4 years the first time. I apologize for the confusion. Am I in a hole for deleting my friends' wedding photos in front of them? I'm not really a photographer. I am a dog groomer. I take lots of photos of dogs all day to put on my Facebook and Instagram. It's my thing, if that makes sense. A cat and a photo with every appointment. I very seldom shoot things other than dogs, even if I have a nice setup. A friend got married a few days ago and wanted to save money. Asked if I'd shoot it for them. I told him it's not really my fault, but he convinced me by saying he didn't care if they were perfect. They were on a shoestring budget, and I agreed to shoot it for $250, which is nothing for a 10-hour event. On the day of, I'm driving around following the bride as she goes from appointment to appointment before the ceremony, taking photos along the way. I shoot the ceremony itself, and during the reception, I'm shooting speeches and people mingling. I started around 11 a.m. and was due to finish around 7:30 p.m. Around 5 p.m., food is being served, and I was told I cannot stop to eat because I need to be photographer. In fact, they didn't save me a spot at any table. I'm getting tired and at this point kinda regretting doing this for next to nothing. It's also unbelievably hot. The venue is an old veterans legion and it's like 110 Fahrenheit and there is no AC. I told the groom I need to take off for 20 minutes to get something to eat and drink. There is no open bar or anything. I can't even get water and my 2 water bottles are long empty. He tells me I need to either be photographer or leave without pay, with the heat, being hungry, being genuinely annoyed at the circumstances. I asked if he was sure and he said yes. So I deleted all the photos I took in front of him and took off saying I'm not his photographer anymore. If I was to be paid $250, honestly, at that point, I would have paid $250 just for a glass of cold water and somewhere to sit for 5 minutes. Was I an a-hole? They went right on their honeymoon and they've all been off of social media. But a lot of people have been posting on their wall asking about photos with 0 responses. Am I an a-hole for telling cashier that wasn't the girl's credit card? I was in a higher-end department store today, rhymes with looming tales, and happened to end up next to 2 teenage-aged girls while shopping. One of the girls had picked out a pair of very expensive boots, and they were both fawning over them. Second girl must have looked at price tag and asks boots girl if she's really gonna spend that much on boots. Girl with boots says something along the line of "It's fine, I have my dad's credit card, I'm not paying," which instantly caught my attention because that's not her card. I've told my son multiple times he's never allowed to use my card, so I'm interested to see how this girl thinks she's going to get away with fraud, but had split up from the girls at this point because they had found something else. We end up at the same register, me behind, and I see her total hit well over 4 digits. The girl is about to swipe her card when I decide that I can't let her get away with something like this, and someone has to parent this kid if no one else will. I told cashier that isn't her card, but her father's, and I'm not sure she has permission. Girl and friend turned and glared at me, giving possibly the dirtiest look I've ever seen. I swear, this girl was going to throw a tantrum right there. I don't think she was ever told no. Girl tells cashier her father gave her the card to shop with because it's the store's credit card and it gives him the points. Now that I've pointed out it wasn't hers, cashier tells her she can't use that card. Girl tries to show ID to prove they have the same last name. Yeah, that will help. And I tell her it's still fraud. Girl says it's not fraud because she has permission and tells me to mind my own business. I tell her that it is my business, that she is doing something illegal. She needs to pay with her own card or I call the cops. Girl is pissed now and people are glaring at me. She uses her own card and leaves crying. Cashier looks mad at me and I tell my husband when I get home only for him to agree I was in the wrong. Thank you for watching. Please support our channel, press that subscribe button and see you in the next video.